I'm Anil Kumar, and now let us explore how to find quadratic equations and sketch parabola. The question here is, state the quadratic equation from the given information, sketch and label the parabola. The information given to us is points minus 3, 0, 7, 0 and minus 2, 3 lie on a parabola. We need to find quadratic equation and then sketch this particular parabola. I'd like you to pause the video, solve the question and then look into my solution. Well, the best way to find the quadratic equation in such scenario is what? Can you tell me that? Let's see the points. The points represent x-intercepts, right? So the points represents x-intercepts since the y values are 0, right? So we say x-intercepts are minus 3, 0 and 7, 0. Do you see that? So that helps you to decide which form of quadratic equation should you be working with. So the best way is to use y equals to a times x minus x1 times x minus x2, right? 0 minus 3, that means the x-intercept is at minus 3, right? So we could actually use these 2 points to write our equation, which is y equals to a times. So if I write 0 here, right, then the y value is minus 3. So basically so what I'm trying to say here is, so in this case we have the x-intercept as minus 3. So if I write minus 3 here, I get y is 0. So that is a factor. So I could write this as x plus 3. That minus 3 makes it positive, and x minus 7. Do you see that? Now, if I write 7 here, the whole thing becomes 0, y is 0. If I write minus 3 plus 3 is 0. So we get y as 0. So that is how x-intercept is good to use and write the equation in factored form. Now to find a, we'll use the point minus 2, 3. So now we'll use the point minus 2, 3 to find the value of a. Minus 2 is x value, 3 is y value. So write 3 equals to a times minus 2 plus 3 minus 2 minus 7, which is 3 times a times, that is 1, and this is minus 9, right? So we get the value of a as 3 divided by minus 9, which is equals to minus 3. So once you get a as equals to minus 3, you could write on the equation as y equals to minus 3 x plus 3 times x minus 7, right? So that is how you get your equation. Now let us see how to sketch the parabola. To sketch the parabola, we have the x-intercepts. Minus 3 means it opens downwards. Let us find the axis. Axis is midway between them. So we have, okay, so we'll say axis. Axis will be at x equals to midway between these 2 points. That is to say minus 3 plus 7 divided by 2, right? And that gives you minus 3 plus 7 is 4 over 2, which is 2. So at x equals to 2, we have the axis, right? We can now find the vertex. Vertex will always be at the axis, so you can substitute 2 here and find the value of y. So we have y equals to minus 3 times 2 plus 3 times 2 minus 7, which is minus 3 times 5, and 2 minus 7 is minus 5. So that is positive value, 2 negatives. 25 times 3 is 75. So the vertex is plus 75, right? So we have a parabola which opens downwards. So let me just sketch a parabola here. I'm not using scales, but you should use, right? So we have a parabola kind of here. Okay, and in this parabola, the axis of symmetry is drawn. This axis of symmetry is x equals to 2. Now, the intercepts, which are the x-intercepts, are at -3 and 7, right? So -3 and 7. So what I will do here is let me just sketch x-axis like this, right? So in this, we know this point here is -3, and this point here is 7, correct? So we have our x's. You could find the y-intercept also. Let us find the y-intercept. It's a good idea. To find y-intercept, we have to place x as 0, right? So we'll write y-intercept here. That means x equals to 0, right? So if I write x equals to 0 in my equation, I get y equals to how much? If I write x equals to 0 here, I get -3 times 3 times -7, right? So which is 9 times 7, which is 63. So that is plus 63. So at 63, I have the y-intercept. So it's a very high value. So let me just draw a line here, okay. So this point here is 63 for me. So I hope this is fairly good graph to represent the given information, right? So what we have here is an axis, y-intercept at 63, x-intercepts at -3 and 7, vertex at 75 with x's. This is 75, right? So vertex is at 75, right? So that is how we actually get the given graph. I hope that really helps you to understand how from the given points we can find the equation and sketch a neat graph. Thank you and all the best.